Hey there, Facebook. I'm clicking the invite button and sharing this out. Give folks a chance to tune in case they want to enjoy a little bit of mid-morning propaganda. As usual, if you like to contribute to this sort of propaganda, this sort of information, then you're welcome to find my PayPal, paypal.me/Tawasi blog. I also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Tawasi blog. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about media cowardice this morning is because, for quite a few reasons, actually. For one, there are 2 nuclear reactors in the footprint of Hurricane Harvey. And those nuclear reactors potentially could threaten the entire state of Texas, certainly the Gulf Coast and the region directly surrounding them, because there's a high likelihood that they're inundated in water right now. It's a very high likelihood that those 2 nuclear reactors are flooded. And the media is not reporting on it. The media is not reporting on it. Where's the Austin American Statesman? Where is the Austin Chronicle? Where is any ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox News, CNN? Where are any of those cowards right now when it comes to reporting on nuclear power plants threatening our country? Where are they? So yeah, the media are cowards. We'll just put it like that, plain and simple. But, I just received a message from a friend of mine that where she lives, there are a whole bunch of activists in the college, a whole bunch of university students that are currently engaged in activism. And she's buying a couple t-shirts for her son and his girlfriend, because they want to educate people about Standing Rock. Because of those 20 activists, only her son and his girlfriend had heard about Standing Rock. Because of media cowardice. Because of media cowardice. They purposefully black out the news. We know this. There's case after case after case of it. I posted a meme this morning of Colin Kaepernick, that he last year at this time was making a huge stir by not standing during the national anthem. And the media had a feeding frenzy over it. They were pooping their pants. They were so happy about something to report on that wasn't Standing Rock, because Standing Rock was going off. Standing Rock was the largest gathering of indigenous nations in the country ever. And did the media report on it like that? No, because they're cowards. I hope that there are reporters watching this right now, because I want you guys to recognize that you are worthless in today's society. The only function of media in today's society, American society, is to oppress the people. If you're watching the news media, you are choosing to be oppressed, because they're lying to you left, right, and center. They're lying up, down, and in the middle. Also, at this time last year, the DNC had just disenfranchised millions of Democratic voters, millions, who had voted to elect Bernie Sanders as our nominee for the presidential race. We wanted Bernie Sanders, and that's the way the voters voted. But there was huge, or as Bernie says, huge fraud. Fraud. Left, right, and center, fraud. California, New York, Ohio, Nevada, all across the country during the Democratic primaries last year, there was fraud. And where was the media? Where was the media when it came to reporting fraud in our election system? And where are they right now? Where is the media when it comes to reporting on DNC fraud? because it just came out in court that the Democratic National Committee committed fraud. They took all of those millions of dollars, you know, $27 a piece or however many dollars you sent, and they took that money and didn't represent the voters they took that money from. So even though we sent in that money to support Bernie Sanders for president, the Democratic National Committee committed fraud, and the media stood by and didn't report on it. They're still not reporting on it. I can't believe it, you know. As we're getting closer to the, you know, the, what is it now, 16-year anniversary of 9/11, I remember that day. I remember 9/11. And on that day, the media were fucking cowards. The media were cowards. They had a chance to report the genuine facts of what was actually happening on the ground. But instead, they took the national security advice, they took the national security briefings and lied to the people. They lied to you about what happened on 9/11. They're continuing to lie to people all of the time. And yet they use our public airwaves to transmit those lies. They use our goodwill to represent themselves as the free press, but they're not free. They're a part of the oppressive system in this country. And the media doesn't have your best interests at stake. For instance, here in Oregon, this air is unhealthy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the air up here is poison. There's all of these fires burning around here. But where's the media on that? They're not reporting about unhealthy air quality to us. They're not telling us, hey, don't go outside. You're going to breathe poisonous air. It's bad for you. Because they're cowards. They're totally 100% bought off, paid for, and in my estimation, worthless. You know, I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand how we can suffer through media repression in the United States of America. I don't understand how we accept that. It seems like people would march on CNN. They would march on Fox News, the Washington Post, the New York Times, the Bismarck Tribune. What a rag. They would march down there, tell them, you guys are liars, you're pieces of shit, and you need to quit your jobs because we're not letting you go in and out of these buildings anymore. We're not going to accept that you are the reporters in our country. We're shutting down the media. You know, that's what my instinct tells me. Go over there, shut them down. Don't let them come in, don't let them come out. Lock down on their building. Tell them until they're willing to tell the truth, there's going to be protests outside of their building every day. That's what we did last year. And you know what? It didn't get reported on. CNN failed to report on the fraud that was carried out against Bernie Sanders, and the people united in Los Angeles, in Atlanta, and marched on the CNN buildings. They went to the CNN buildings and they said, you guys, you're liars. They had a whole movement called Occupy CNN because CNN was so full of shit that people literally couldn't take any more of it. And they marched down there and said, you guys, we don't trust you. We don't believe in you. You are fake news. And you know what? CNN didn't report on it. There were thousands of people outside of their building telling them, you guys are not real news. You guys are media. You guys are corporatist media that don't represent the facts. And CNN didn't report on it. Go figure. Anyway, you know, I'm not the media. I'm just a guy. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, why do people accept that? Why? Why would you accept a corrupt, misleading, and straight up lying pack of individuals to report the new, quotation marks, news to you? Why would you accept that? Like, when your child, say for instance your child lies to you, if your child comes over to you and lies to you, you put them in their room in a timeout. If you lie to a law enforcement officer, you go to jail. So why is it okay for the media to lie to us? I don't understand. I don't understand why they aren't held accountable for betrayal of the facts. I just don't get it. Like, if you lack the integrity to report honestly on the actual happenings in the world, then you need to get out of journalism. And if you're working for an editor or an editorial staff that is betraying the goodwill of the public, then you should be a whistleblower and tell on them. So, I'm up to here with lying media. I hate to say it, but there's one reason that I agree with 45 is that the media is full of it. They are not acting in the best interest of the people. They are 100% in the pockets of corporations, and they are a part of what's wrong with this country. So, I don't know what to do about it. But I'm pissed off because it's baloney. There's no reason that we should be lied to every day. And, I wish there was something that was easy to do about it. I wish there was some solution that we could very easily implement to get corrupt, misleading, and deceptive media out of our minds, out of our living spaces, and honestly, out of our entire country. I think that we should go to those journalists and tell them, look, this country is a country of freedom and truth, liberty and justice, and you got to go because you're no longer serving the truth. So we're going to send you over to somewhere that people are more comfortable with liars, like England. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about yellow journalism because it really upsets me. It really, really upsets me because there are a lot of things that need attention brought to them. And, I do my small part putting out these live streams, trying to bring your guys' attention to things. I don't have a TV or really watch it. It's just if I'm at a friend's place, then I'll see it. But there's all these people watching the news every day, listening to National Pentagon radio, and, reading like the Washington Post or the New York Times or whatever. And honestly, you're just taking your gray matter and making it brown. You're filling your mind up with poop because it's not truth. They don't even care about reporting the facts. And they'll purposefully lie. They will purposefully lie. That's what happened during Standing Rock. And the thing that really set me off is I just got this message from one of my friends in Whatcom County, Washington. Okay, Whatcom County, Washington, they just received a search order to search the website of the Bellingham Red Line. And one of the Facebook groups said, oh, the water protectors are a militant indigenous group. A militant indigenous group. That's total baloney. 100% baloney. And yet that's what gets reported. Oh, the UK doesn't need any more liars. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, I couldn't stand it because you and I both know, like, we're prayerful people. We are actually people praying for a better world. And we get construed by reporters as being militants. Can you believe that? Like, people who are nonviolent, prayerful, peaceful individuals get reported as militants. That's what the media does. That's the level of deception. It's at the point now in this country where love is hate, peace is war, and freedom is slavery. And peaceful, prayerful water protectors are militant groups. I don't even understand how you can construe people who are unarmed and praying as militants. But you know what? The public is so easily manipulated. They're so willing to believe the drivel that falls out of the media holes that they actually believe that. They actually believe that prayerful, unarmed, peaceful, indigenous people are militants. And they believe that crap. It's precisely that level of purposeful ignorance, because let's Let's call it what it is. If you believe the media at this point in history, you are purposefully being ignorant. If you believe the media today, you are purposefully being deceived. Okay? Now, I hate to put it in such stark terms, but they lie continuously. They misrepresent the facts, and there's no accountability for it. So, again, I'm up to here with deceptive media. We don't need it, and we need to go down there and let them know, like, we don't trust you, we don't believe you, and we're no longer going to accept that you can carry out business as usual if you're going to keep lying. And that's what they're going to keep doing. So, I might go down there to the media today and give them a piece of my mind. So if you see me doing a live stream today outside of the news offices, that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about yellow journalism, and I'm going to be speaking to them about it, because it's not acceptable. It's just not acceptable anymore. And we can't pretend like it is, because as long as we accept a lying, deceptive media, then we deserve exactly what we get. So with all that said, I'm going to let you guys go. Sorry to put out an angry video this morning, but that's just the way that I'm feeling. And I'll talk to you guys really soon.